How you doing? I got a question for you. Do you ever take a Sabbath? Do you ever do what I'm doing right now, just get in the recliner and just pretty much become a slug for one whole day? Well, I don't either. Now, I do become a slug every once in a while, like on Sunday afternoon, but I do work pretty hard on Sunday morning. So how does a preacher take a Sabbath? My comment to you is, I think there are a lot of young adults today, maybe middle-aged adults, who think that they have Sunday off because it's in the Constitution of the United States of America. It's not. It was given to you by the Judeo-Christian heritage on which this country was founded. That's why you don't work on Sunday. Well, most people didn't used to work on Sunday. Oh, listen, I'm getting ahead of myself. Listen, I'll be right back and we're going to take this thing apart. I think we were talking about this bold assertion. I said that the Sabbath is a gift from God, not really a gift from the Constitution of the United States. It's not written into our national laws, but it was given to us back there on Mount Sinai. And remember, Moses went up there and he got 10 rules. They're not suggestions, they're not ideals, they're not good ideas, they are commandments. And we break them to our peril. In fact, you know what? You can't break the 10 Commandments. You can break yourself on them. They don't break. That's why when Moses threw those tablets down, that first set of tablets, and they broke into many pieces, he didn't break the 10 Commandments. He just broke the stone on which they were written, because God quickly gave him some more stones on which they were rewritten. So let's talk about this one, the Sabbath. This is the one that the Jewish people tried so hard to keep. They wrote 600 laws just for the keeping of the Sabbath. You could only walk so far. You could only do certain things. You had to prepare food ahead of time. It was very holy to them. And that word means special or set apart, to keep the Sabbath. Now, I really know better than what I do. I'm supposed to have a day of rest. You are too. All of us are, especially Christians. But we don't do it, do we? Now, I really take a good Sunday afternoon nap most Sunday afternoons, and I'm sure you may too. But that's not the whole day, is it? I think behind this commandment, and this is a little extreme, isn't it? That we would take the entire day off and really not do much. Now, I don't know what they did back in those days. They didn't have television. Now, we could probably sit and watch television all day and wouldn't feel that we were, doing anything special. But why did he want us to do that? So let's look at it like this. Who created the Sabbath? Well, you'd admit with me, I think that God created it. Why? Well, he created the world in 6 days, the book of Genesis tells us. And on the 7th day, he rested. But wait. We don't worship on Saturday, do we? We worship on Sunday. And you know why? Because Jesus was raised from the dead on the first day of the week. And Christians have moved their Sabbath to honor the resurrection. Every Sunday, when you go to church, you are celebrating Easter. Every single Sunday. So I think we would agree that God gave us the Sabbath, and he gave it to us, setting an example for us by resting. You see, really, God didn't really need to rest, did he? He spoke creation into existence. He didn't go out there with his arms and work hard and make everything. He just simply said, let it be, and it was. But he wanted us to know, we who cannot do that, who cannot speak things into existence, he wanted us to rest. He knew if we worked 24/7, 365 days a year, we would burn out and kill ourselves before we were 40. So he said, take some time off. Take a vacation. Have some breaks in your week. Don't be a dull boy who works all the time. So God gave us the Sabbath. Now, who benefits from it? Well, we do, of course. But see, the Bible's very clear. It says, don't work on the Sabbath, and don't let the aliens who may be with you, or the strangers, your animals, and even the land needs to rest 1 year and 7. The fallow land, the fallow year. So we've learned that land itself has to be recreated by not being asked to bear crops all the time. So God created it. We benefit from it if we take advantage of it. We live longer. And then, who is the Lord of the Sabbath? You see, when Jesus came, those 600 laws were tying people in knots. And Jesus just went about doing good, and if somebody needed to be healed on the Sabbath, he did it. If he and his disciples were walking through the grain fields and they were hungry, they just break off a few heads of the grain and eat. And the Pharisees came running over there saying, you are harvesting, you can't do that on the Sabbath. And Jesus said, the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. So in a nutshell, this is what the Sabbath's all about. But the last final thought that I want to leave with you is so beautiful. This is magnificent. The book of Hebrews tells us that there has been given a Sabbath rest for the people of God. What is it we put on our loved ones' tombstones sometimes? They don't do it so much now, but it used to have R.I.P. You know what that means? Rest in peace. Rest in peace. The idea that our earthly labors are over and that we have eternity to enjoy resting with God. You know, God loves you so much. I think you tuned in today to hear this message. I don't know what it'll mean to you, but I hope it means a lot. We'd like for our church to mean something to you if you live close enough to us. Why don't you get in touch with us? There's some links there at the bottom of the page and the bottom of your screen. Anything we can do to help you, we'd like to do that. Because we believe firmly that God loves us just like we are. And that's how we're supposed to love each other. See you next time.